Good, whatever time of day it is. And welcome back to Books and Bullshit, where the topics are made up, your opinions don't matter, you know why you're here. You're here for me, Zachary Chopchinsky, the Bowtie author, and always, of course, if you're not here for me, you're here for Martina McAtee, the queen of snark and dark. Martina, hi girl.
Hi.
And today is brought to you by, I don't really have a...
We haven't done a sponsor in like 6 months.
You know what? But we have gotten a lot of new Patreons, so thank you guys for that. We really appreciate you guys' continued support. Go check out our Patreon. Hashtag shameless self-plug.
Yeah, we don't have fake sponsors anymore because we have real ones.
Yeah.
Like real legit podcasts.
Step up y'all's game. We get to 100 Patreon sponsors. I'll start leaking nudes.
Not his, of course. So
Well,
don't
damn,
worry.
that's a surprise. It's going to be Charlie.
Die, my
Thick
little
boy.
fat boy.
So, Martina,
I know people don't tell he's a dog. If they don't, then they're just tuning in.
Yeah. Martina, what are we talking about tonight?
We are talking about fairy tales and fairy tale retellings.
Oh my God.
Becky.
Look at her butt.
It's just so big.
I mean, she looks like one of those rap guys' girlfriends. But, I mean, who understands those rap guys? Are we going to are we about to do this whole fucking thing? Because I'll go for it.
I like
Big butts, and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny.
And that would be the original fairy tale by Sir Mix-a-Lot.
So I remember one time I was listening to that song with my sister in the car. I think I was 13. And no, I was 12. And we're listening to that. My grandmother's driving, and we're like, oh, we crank it up, and we're just jamming out. My grandmother, being a very classy woman and an English teacher, freaked right the fuck out. Like, she turns it off, and my grandmother has this adorable way of like talking through her teeth when she's angry, and she like gargles like this.
Oh, I was like, so is she like rich? Like she's tooth gnashing?
No.
Like, oh my God, darling.
She talks like this when she's angry.
So she's Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory?
A little bit, but look at the curds I have. The curds will verify this is completely fucking legit. And
She's giving me the 50-50
well,
sign,
I'm sure I don't have her accent, but
What is her accent?
I don't know. So,
That's why you don't have it.
but she was so angry about it, and she was like, "That song is so inappropriate. How would you like it if I walked around and talked about your penis and balls?" I am a 12-year-old young man, and my grandmother just yelled through her teeth, "Penis and balls."
In which Zach's retracted immediately.
Yes. The one that had dropped went right back up.
It ran screaming for his intestines.
Yes, I had 3 tonsils for a couple of weeks. It was terribly awkward.
More awkward than Honora Roberts jerking off.
Yeah.
Grandma was there for a lot of shit.
Yeah, she
I
was.
hope you sent your grandmother a fruit basket on a regular basis.
She's seen my fruit basket, apparently.
Why were you showing your grandmother your fruit basket, Zach?
Well, we showered together to save water until I was like 16.
Suddenly your mom doctor story's not seeming so weird anymore. Honestly, between your mom, your dad, and your grandmother, I feel like maybe we should call social services and see if there's anything retroactively we can do for you.
There might be, maybe there's money or something in it. I don't know.
Have you been traumatized by your parents? If so, please call the law offices.
Yeah, it's been bad.
Yeah. But it made you funny.
I know, right? It's a good sense of humor. I mean, sure, it was vastly inappropriate. Some of the shit that was done to me was probably way illegal. I'm great, and I only twitch sometimes.
Yeah. You ever tell those stories of your childhood and you don't realize how traumatic they are until you're the only one laughing? And everybody's like, what the fuck?
It's like,
What
yeah.
is that? That's funny, right?
And then my grandmother asked me to quit jerking off into books. Right? Come on.
Totally normal.
You know what that's like.
And then one time I was making eye contact with my brother when
I was just going there. And then one time I was, Hail Mary full of face, and it was, my brother walked in, and we made eye contact, but I still finished,
Did you say Hail Mary full of face? Like, or did you just defile the Virgin Mary with your cum?
Yes, I did.
Full of face. You sick bastard.
I was wondering why neither one of you stopped me.
I was like, honestly,
You were processing that.
I was running through it in my head like, did he just say full of face? Full of dick? These nuts.
Harry Mary full of dick.
Hey, what is that? Oh, it's a letter from the Vatican. It's really sad that he's permanently going to hell. There was no going back.
Oh, man.
Well, you've probably defiled less nuns than the Vatican, let's be honest.
That's true. And little boys. I'm at a whopping 0 little boys. The Vatican, still growing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Unlike their boys' age.
Ooh.
Your pop shield is still off center. What the fuck?
Stop talking about my pop shield.
Just rest it on your chin, Martina.
Hey, it works for other things.
I'm laughing so much my throat and stomach hurts really bad.
Layla.
Help me.
Help.
I'm coming.
That's not what you said earlier.
It's because it wasn't on my nose earlier.
Not you, her. She's like, I'm coming.
She never says that to you.
God damn. Yeah, but she really likes the dryer.
It's that washing machine that's the fun one.
Put that shit on an extra spin cycle. Mama's had a rough
My
day.
spit guard is broken.
Quit spinning.
Like a llama. Mom!
We all know Martina's
Fix it.
not a spitter.
That's right, I'm no quitter. Such good rebound.
Just continue. I got this.
No, you gotta have it over the top. Not under.
Now it's on my boobs.
No, look.
There's no spit there.
The weight. That's not spit.
Okay.
There you go. You gotta come over the top.
I suddenly feel so awkward.
I'm sorry.
All eyes on you, Martina. Just put it on your chin.
Or my boobs.
I never understood that before either, where the dudes will like take their dick out and start smacking her in the face with it. Like, who is that for? It's not for either one of you.
But it looks good on camera. Guys everywhere is like, yeah!
Smack her with the dick.
That just makes me think of that Chris Rock stand-up special where he's talking about girls who'll go up on the dance floor and are super misogynistic.
Oh, yeah.
Smack her with a dick.
Smack her with a dick. This is my song, bitch. They said your name. No,
Yeah.
they didn't.
They ain't talking about me. Like, bitch, they said your name. Mm-mm.
Smack her with a dick. Smack her with a dick. I was talking to your daughter the other day about
Smacking her with a dick.
kinda not me smacking your daughter with a dick, of course.
I honestly, this is gonna sound terrible, but I still didn't realize he was talking to me when he said I was talking to your daughter the other day. For some reason, that didn't process at all. I was like, does Layla have a daughter? Did he mean to say
No.
I was talking to your friend? Like, oh yeah, I have a daughter, but I don't ever think about the two of you communicating for any reason.
It's mostly through Facebook posts. And we were talking about like censoring rap music, and like back in the day, like the rap song, like the Lil Jon used to, the actual lyric was, "Ah, skeet skeet motherfucker, ah, skeet skeet goddamn." So I'm guessing it was white people decided that we're gonna edit this by saying we're gonna take out the motherfucker and goddamn and just go, "Oh, skeet 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 skeet," and then it went like on that for almost a year until they were like, wait, that's what skeet means?
Yeah, that's worse.
And then so like to the window, and then when they would go, oh,
Yeah, that was...
they would just cut the whole. You're
Is
like,
Lil Jon okay? I think he's been kidnapped.
do you smell toast? So repeat this simple phrase.
That's all he knows is simple phrases. He only says 3 things.
Put your hands out in front of you. The left one's drooping, guys. Call the ambulance.
Can't a guy just talk about skeet?
Skeet shooting. Skeet, 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 skeet.
So anyway, we're talking about fairy tales.
Fairy tale retellings.
Or porn.
It's always fucking...
Honestly, I don't know why we keep doing this. We should just cancel this podcast and create a porn podcast and just be done with it. Like, this is just a podcast where Zach and I just sit around and talk about our one true love, which is porn. We don't know why. Just inappropriate
I
shit.
love you too, honey.
That was fucking weird.
Sorry. I can't.
Though it
handle
does make me laugh when Zach says, I love you too. And Layla's like, what? What the fuck are you talking about?
Talking to me?
I'm almost positive that did not come out of my mouth.
So, Martina, what are fairy tale retellings? I mean, it basically sounds simple, right? It's retelling a fucking fairy tale, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with A, Bob. What is A?
Can you tell me what is in a BLT? A bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. Can you tell me what's in it exactly?
So your iced tea, is that hot or cold? Fuck.
Thanks,
God damn it.
Captain Obvious.
God damn it, Martina. Fucking fairy tale retellings. Focus. Jesus Christ. Because we have an interview today. We're going to talk to another author vaguely about fairy tale retellings, but probably about a whole bunch of other shit.
Yes. Hopefully not porn. I swear to God.
We're going to end up talking about porn. I almost can guarantee you, especially because you and I are going to have to share a fucking microphone.
And get all up
Like we're
close
two
and personal.
slutty college chicks working tuition for the fucking dean. Just both grabbing the shaft. Just selfish. Just me? Okay. Anyway.
Well, it does solve the mystery of how we got a degree, so.
That was a lot of hard work on my part.
Yeah, I cheated a lot with Liz.
That makes it sound like you were giving the dean hand jobs.
Maybe it was.
She might as well have
It would
been.
have been easier.
I was going to say, you didn't have time to be giving anybody blowjobs. You had like 8 degrees you were trying to attain at one time.
She didn't have
Zach, on the other hand,
Just sucking dick.
just dick in his face 24/7.
Why was I still helping you?
Because one was a
Balls
labor.
on his
Were you
forehead.
not very good at the dick sucking?
I wasn't.
I feel like he'd actually be very good at dick sucking. I'm just saying.
What the fuck is the frame of reference to give you that notion?
Do you have a big mouth?
He's no quitter.
That's true.
And he likes praise. He really is an attention whore.
He is very motivated.
If anybody would have a praise kink, it would be Zach. You tell him he's a good boy, he'll probably take it all.
All the way to the balls.
Did he do it right? He'll still find a way to tell people he's a USA Today bestselling author.
What?
I said you'd still find a way to tell people you were a USA Today bestselling author.
Fuck this best-selling ass. Wait, that doesn't work out. All right, goddammit. Fairy tale retellings
So
are...
talk to us about fairy tale retelling, Zach.
Ha! I don't, to be honest, fairy tale retellings, I think, in my opinion, they only work if you're cross-genre. Like, if you're taking them from the genre they're initially in, like Melanie Karsak, for example, does a really cool job of doing a traditional fairy tale retellings, but putting them in, like, a steampunk aspect and that sort of thing. I think that fairy tale retellings can only be done well and not just a complete ripoff and lack originality if you're taking them to a different genre.
Or if you put a spin on it.
Or if you put a different spin on it, like maybe flop some gender roles around, things like that. Make her characters hella gay like Martina likes to do.
I was going to say, gay it up.
Gay that shit.
They don't gay up enough fairy tales as far as I'm concerned.
Which is ironic because they're fairy tales.
Exactly. Talk about missing a fucking opportunity.
What was that one comedian talking about Grindr the other day? And he was like, difference between Tinder and Grindr is Tinder tells you how close somebody is to you by the mile. Grindr tells you how close somebody is to you by the foot, which is why I think it should be called fruit by the foot. But that's just me.
It is kind of creepy that it's like, hey, there's somebody 3 feet to your left who wants to fuck right now. It's like,
Mom?
like
Grandma, we're in church. What the fuck? Get off of Grindr.
Like you're standing in the mall and there's like, all of a sudden you look at your phone and there's like 37 dicks just waiting for somebody to hit the right button.
It's like that picture of John Wick, the first one, where he's sitting there and all the guns are just in his face and around his head, only they're dicks.
It's like very predatory, it feels like.
He's like eyeing him up like a prize fighter. Just, what the fuck you looking at? With your one eye.
are back to...
God damn it!
This should be at a game. If this was a drinking game, we'd kill people.
No, then we have to do people that are in recovery for now you drink when we don't talk about porn.
Exactly.
Oh, thank God. I was about to go to the hospital.
My liver.
My liver thanks you so much.
They fucking send us a bill for their liver transplant. Like, this is your fucking fault.
So, but Martina, what do you think makes a good fairy tale retelling? I mean, do you agree with that? What are some things that you like to see in it?
Well, I was thinking about it, like, because when you said, you know, swapping genres, like, I was trying to remember Marissa Myers. Like, she did the Cinder stories, so all of hers was, like, sci-fi fairy tale retellings. So I think the key is to put your own spin on it. But I also feel like everybody kind of has just jumped on the fairy tale retelling bandwagon. So, I mean, there's so many options. Like, there's so many different ways people have
and
done
fairy
it.
tales have lasted for so long because they're good. I mean, it's a good base. So the benefit to that, if you chose to go down that route, is there's a lot of competition, but you already have a solid foundation. Now the rest is up to you what you fucking do with it.
Exactly. Your outline is already there. You just have to, like, flesh it out,
Yeah.
which anybody who has attempted an outline will tell you is a fucking nightmare. Not that I outline anymore, or ever did.
I still have to I can't. If I don't outline, it's going to be a fucking dumpster fire, and I barely get through it now.
Oh, have you read my book for? No, because it hasn't been written yet. Why? Because I never fucking outlined it. I painted myself into a corner.
Are there any particular styles that you like? Like, I think an interesting one that I've seen. I haven't cracked the books yet, obviously.
Wait, we're supposed to read for this podcast? Like, I know it says it's about books, but what?
I mean, Ave, who reads books? But somebody's taking Disney tales and making them horror, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, now that I would fucking read.
Yeah.
Totally. Not that I haven't read anybody else's fairy tale retellings. Oh, I read Molly's. It's not published yet, but I read hers. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah. She basically took the original Beauty and the Beast story from way back in the day. Like taking it to the way back, like the original French fairy tale. And so it's told from...
It's not a happy ending, and...
No. What? I mean, she obviously gives it a happy ending because she actually liked to
Who
sell
doesn't
books.
like a happy ending?
Drink.
For those of you playing the drinking game, I should have a bell.
Oh my god.
Oh, yes, you should have a fucking bell.
Oh, people could take bets to see. We'll do like an over-under and somebody will win a prize.
Not a bad idea.
We should totally do that.
Somebody will win our book, like a copy of our books.
Yeah.
Boom.
And if they've already read it, then they'll win a copy of somebody else's book.
If you've already read it, then fucking review it.
And if you've done that, then we'll give you a different prize. We'll give you porn. Just kidding.
Ding.
Damn it! We're never gonna win this game. It's porn. Everybody wins.
Depends on the type of porn.
That's true. But usually in the other types of porn, people are signing up to lose.
True. Or they get rickrolled.
In porn?
Yeah, when that first came out, ding.
When Zach first came out, what?
It was like in like porn websites like back in like 2007 and 8, like way back in the day. And you would,
back in ye olden times.
ye oldie pornography when you were still waiting on shit to buffer. And you would get like they would setting up the scene and they get ready to do stuff. And, yeah, you're basically like your meat and veg is in your hand. You're like, all right. And then they're gonna get like, and here it comes. And it's like, never gonna give you. Like, god damn it, mother. You're like mid stroke. And you're like,
You talk like you're talking from personal experience.
yeah. And then now you have it now. Game decision. Do you soldier that shit out and like let Rick Astley just walk you through it?
I mean, he's got a beautiful voice. He's
Or do
very, very smooth and masculine.
Or do you just,
I mean, he is a ginger, though, and it's a very acquired taste.
you might have to close your eyes. Or you could just like France it and give up.
Damn.
I'm an American.
America.
What?
I'm
Why'd you hurt
American.
me?
Because you know I'm part French.
I'm also part French, FYI.
You
The
struck
part
me.
that hates you.
I said, but you struck me. Are you also part German?
I mean, possibly.
Ow.
You're German.
I'm Polish.
Your grandmother's German.
I actually don't have any genetic German in my bloodline.
True.
Butt
Pfeiffer.
So would that
Pfeiffer?
make You're Jurlish.
Churlish. I'm
Not-
I'm Perlish. Sounds like a Polish drag queen. Hi, I'm Perlish. I'm Perlish Hoffenmeyer.
Just
What the fuck are we
Let's
talking
just talk about porn. I don't even know anymore.
But
I'm just gonna say it. I don't fucking read fairy tales.
is there any fairy tale retelling that you would like to see? And like what genre would you like to see it in?
I would read any fairy tale with gay characters. I don't care if it's
So none.
gay, lesbian, bisexual, whatever. Just give me something that is not your standard boy girl, like fucking fairy
So
tale.
the Little Mermaid. That crab was gay as shit.
Okay, so
He
what's
was a
his name?
queen.
What was his name?
Sebastian.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about.
I'm with Layla on that one.
I mean, yeah, I get. Was Sebastian gay? Wasn't he?
Under the sea. No,
Yeah.
that queenie bitch was gay.
I thought you were talking about Eric. I mean, he's awfully
Which
pretty.
one? Which one's Eric?
The prince.
See the yellow blue fish?
It's Flounder, you cretin.
You uncultured swine.
No, Eric was a little. Actually, he was kind of a douchebag. He's really a shitty prince. No self-respecting gay should hook up with Eric. Fuck that.
In the real Little Mermaid, like going back to the original fairy tale,
That shit was dark.
yeah, when she ends up, losing her voice, getting her legs, and all that stuff, and giving up all of her powers, he just drops her and marries some other chick, and Ariel kills herself.
Doesn't she like try to sew her legs back together?
She
or
does.
something? It's just nasty shit. Fucking Germans, man.
Brothers Grimm, fucking grim as shit.
They were fucking grim. Those were some fucking morose motherfuckers. They made that movie look like everybody was like having a great time, but it's just not true.
And
You
then,
can't trust Matt Damon.
Aesop's Fables is another one. Short fairy tales, but they were all dark, and there's a life lesson in every one of them.
You whistled.
Sound like that beaver from Winnie the Pooh.
Oh. Can you do that? I can't do it on command.
He whistles,
Yes.
whistles.
Oh God, what the fuck are you guys even tuning in for? Just turn this off. It's a fucking mess. I'd apologize, but this is literally all we've got to give you right now.
I would like to see more fairy tale retellings into the horror. Like, the original ones were already a little dark. Now, if they just owned that aspect and made more of them into retellings into horror, I think that would be really, really good.
My child wrote one of the darkest fucking fairy tale I have ever seen. She did the original Rapunzel, where like they end up like having kids and like the twins are blind and like it was dark as shit. And her assignment was to take the story at the start and then finish it herself. And I could not tell where the original story started and hers began. So she's fucking spot on for mimicking storylines. But that shit was so dark that I was just like, maybe we should have you talk to somebody. You just blinded two babies. I don't think that's normal.
And the lock on your door is now on the outside of your room.
Mazel tov.
Huh? Fuck. Random Mazel Tovs in there.
Congratulations. The lock, she's achieved the next level of crazy.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just like, yeah, Mazel Tov. Like, the fuck? I get that we're talking about Germans, but what the hell is your problem? Talking about dark poetry and dark stories, you're like,
My
Germans,
problem is
Mazel
that
Tov.
I have been up for a very long time too, and I have had a lot of caffeine, and I have a strange pain in my side that's been there for quite a while that I'm hoping is not an appendicitis because we don't have time for that.
Is there anything that I can do here if it is appendicitis? Like, can you walk me through cutting that shit out?
I mean, I guess if we were like stuck in Antarctica, but I would rather go to a hospital if it's all the same to you.
Do you have an Antarctica?
I don't have any ants living at all. My parents are dead too, Zach. You want to talk about that?
I forget. There's a lot of death around you.
Fucking straight up the angel of death. There's a reason I write about necromancers.
Necromancers get a bad rap. They're just trying to raise a family.
Somebody just posted that
I
in my
know.
group yesterday. What I love is that people post the same like 5 memes in my group constantly, and it's all about the necromancers.
Did you ever decide to write that character about a boobach?
I haven't decided anything yet, but it's going to happen. Just haven't started yet.
Do it.
Too busy trying to build a porn empire, Zach.
Just let me know when you're. Charlie.
I can taste it.
It hasn't hit me yet. I'm going under.
No.
Turtle.
Oh, God, why? Oh, foul, fat little fuck. Oh, God.
Is
I'm
it still out
woozy.
there?
I think it's gone. But if I wasn't dizzy before, I am now. Good God, it's like napalm.
I'm sure that burned his little butthole.
Look at him, sleeping like a fucking angel.
Fat boy.
I'm gonna staple your tail over your asshole.
Take Loki's nose and just stick it in there.
Plug it.
We'll do some weird pupper centipede thing.
Oh, don't talk about that. Don't ever speak of that movie.
Wait, you mean that awkward movie where they took ATM to a sci-fi level?
Never speak of it. I can't get it out of my head, and then I won't be able to sleep tonight.
That keeps you awake?
Yes, when you stop to think about what physically that means, that keeps me awake at night because it is fucking horrific.
That the only person that came out of that on top was the person in the A position? C position kind of worse because they're eating double shifts.
Stop it.
Stop it. Please, John Connery.
No, I'm horrified. Please don't talk about it.
Stop it, Uche.
You get so excited when you can find a way to make fun of me. Because it rarely happens.
I know, it's awesome.
But it never affects me the way you hope it will.
It makes me laugh. That's all I care about. So fairy tale retellings, you know what?
That was not a fairy tale retelling.
I-
That was a fucking nightmare.
I think at this point, this has gone on long enough. We just need to shoot this thing in the head and kill it. We should just start our interview with Chantal.
How long have we been at this shit show? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, Lord Jesus, there's a fire. All right.
No, don't even ask me about the social media links, because I'm not going to fucking remember.
Hey, Curtin, do you want to throw us some social media links right now?
Or hand me the notebook that has them written down somewhere.
Is that in that notebook?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what that
was.
page was?
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
I usually
matter.
have a cheat sheet. Look, we're on Facebook at Books and Bullshit Podcast. We're on Spotify. We're on Stitcher. We're on everything. If you can't
We're
find
even
us,
on
that's
fucking
on you.
iTunes now.
If you can't find us, that's on you.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on iTunes now. Go check that shit out.
We're on everything. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, we're there.
Yeah, we're whores.
We are all up in your shit.
That's my character Bible. They won't be in there. All right. Well, let's without further ado, let's go ahead and get everything set up. Now the sound quality may change a little bit, obviously, because Martina and I are gonna have to share a phone or a microphone and things like that. But let's see if we can get her on the line. Let's do this.
Thing here.
So, for starters, we, in normal fashion, haven't planned for shit. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, of course, that question. Well, do you have 10 years now?
Well, I was born
Yeah, I was born.
a black man.
I was born by the river.
And go. All right, go
Well,
ahead.
I was born in Germany. If you want to like get into the where were you born?
Oh, well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, my dad was stationed over in Germany, and my mom was there, and voila,
That's how
they
that works.
yeah, I mean, so they say they came back with a grandfather clock, a Stein, and a child. I don't know which one was the better gift, but
Which one did they have? Which one did they list first?
I think the grandfather clock comes first.
I was like, well, it's in alphabetical order, but it's not. Child definitely comes before grandfather.
As does Chantel.
That's a
That's
good
true.
point. Wait, no, it doesn't. S or C?
C.
Ha.
Yes?
So your book, which I'm probably gonna butcher the name of, you know the one.
Allerleirauh, yeah.
Yes. Does that have? It sounds very German. Does it have?
It is actually a German fairy tale. It was
That's what I
actually
thought.
one I loved as a child, but without the weird, horrible, bad parts to it.
Without the Germans.
So no Holocaust.
Well, yeah, no, not any of that.
This is good movie.
Is
I
there
like
even-
this book.
Is there even Nazis?
No,
Oh.
not at all.
I'm Polish, so I can make that joke.
Okay, so tell us about you as well, just as a person in general. Tell us about your life. You were born in Germany, and then what happened?
And then I came to America.
As a wee babe.
As a wee babe. I have lived in the Williamsport area in Pennsylvania for a majority of my life. I went to Susquehanna University, and for some reason they gave me a creative writing degree. And
Did you just walk in and they were like, "Here you go, thank you for your tuition check," or did you actually
Is it like
attend?
it was like doorbusters? Like
Like, so if they just handed you the degree, can you shoot me that information?
sometimes it feels like that
Facebook
I
it to me.
I just went to college and they were like, here you go, you get a degree. So I ended up going to school there and did that for 4 years. And then I embarked into the real world and had no idea what I was going to do, but knew I wanted to write a novel. And I had been sitting on a novel for like 4 years.
that sounds so uncomfortable.
Sorry, you asked for this. You really did. You signed up. You were really excited about this.
I really was.
Was being the
The sad part is you said I was sitting on a novel and Martina and I are looking at each other like, wait for her to finish the sentence. Wait for her to finish the sentence.
Which one of us is gonna be the asshole? Okay.
We're both assholes.
It's okay. I forgive both of you. So it's
I was
fine.
gonna say, I forgive one of you, like, wait a minute, which one?
She's not telling till the end.
Shit.
It's a mystery.
um,
Which novel were you sitting on?
it was a book called Seven Seas of Summer, which it has now been republished as Blinding Night with the Parliament House. Yeah.
I really love the cover for that one.
I know Shayna's like stinking amazing. She's
I know.
talented.
It's kind of annoying, really.
I wish I was as talented as her. I don't know. A couple years later, Shane actually texted me one day and said, "Hey, I think I want to start a publishing company." And I was like, "Please do it." And
So this is all your fault.
Doesn't that
Yeah,
really
it
sound
really-
like something Shane would do? It's just like, hey, I was thinking, I was like taking a shower this morning and I was like, I think I want to start a publishing company. So I'm gonna do that, okay?
and I was like, "Let's do it." So, here we are 2 years later with the publishing house, and she's just been wonderful enough to publish my books. But yeah, we're there.
Well, I mean, she came to you, so clearly she thought your books were good enough to publish.
Well, yeah, it was really more.
I don't think it was like a charity thing.
What? No,
well,
I hope
since you're
not.
here.
Since you're here. When we first started, I was kind of like, well, since we're starting a publishing house, you could use one of my books if you want. And she was like, yeah, oh my God, I love Allerleirauh. Let's do it. So we did that. And at the time, I was also getting published by a company called 4814 for my contemporary young adult novels. So it was kind of like I'm on the one side as an author actually getting published, and on the other side as a person who's helping the publishing world, but also an author. So I don't know, it was just a really great learning experience.
So tell us about your German fairy tale. Tell us about the plot. Give us some highlights.
Well, there- it's a
All
dark
right.
one.
Or just list the blurb.
Yeah.
You can just sit there and recite the blurb if that makes you feel more comfortable.
Yeah, I'll give you like a condensed version. So basically, this princess, she had two parents. The mother dies. The mother, before she dies, says to the husband, "You can only marry someone who has my golden hair." So the husband goes and looks all around the countryside looking for this woman, and he looks at his daughter who has started to grow up, and he's like, "You're it. You're gonna be the wife." And the daughter is so against it, obviously. So she says to her father, "The only way I'll marry you is if you can produce these impossible gowns," and in hopes that he would not do so, and he did. And in my version of the story, it does touch on some sexual abuse, because I had this idea that I wanted to spread this message of awareness and a message of hope, I guess, at the very end of the book.
Mm-hmm.
And so the princess runs away. In the real version of the story, the princess runs away and becomes a servant in this prince's castle, and there's like a whole Cinderella story. In my version, when she runs away, she becomes a good friend with the prince who finds her. So they start this friendship, and he kind of helps her deal with what happened with her and her father. And you have to read the rest to find out.
Want to know
Buy
what
the
happens?
book.
Yeah,
Let's
buy the
go.
book.
Yeah.
You don't have to sell us on your book. We're already here.
Well, if you want to know what happens, I mean, it ends happily. The prince and the
God, I would hope so.
end up
But it is
together.
a German fairy tale, so.
Yeah,
Right?
it's pretty predictable.
It's
It's a fairy tale.
a fairy tale. I mean, if you start tanking the endings of fairy tales, people are gonna be really pissed.
Yeah.
I hold my head up. I'm sorry.
God, Zach, I feel like we're on the worst date ever.
That's because I'm cradling another dude between my legs.
I got your stinky dog on one side, my stinky dog on the other, your stinky head on my arm. We have to share a microphone like we're poor because it's only one will sync up with Layla's laptop when we're doing interviews. So we're now practically spooning each other on the sofa.
It's so
all for
warm.
you.
It's so warm.
I'm really sorry to be a part of this awkward date.
She's like, I would have just stopped it. I'm really sorry to be a part of this period, but I'm trying to be polite.
Don't
No, no,
apologize.
I just
Human
feel-
folklore is bringing us closer together. Just like they intended.
And Zach and I are trying to raise awareness about cleaning the litter box.
In all actuality, that smell might be me at this point.
Oh, God.
I agree. Oh, I think it was you.
All right, so now that Martina's done talking,
The next sentence is going to be, now that Zachary is unconscious.
Oh, no.
like the blood from his forehead. So tell us, what do you like about being an author? What don't you like about being an author?
I like being a part of a community when you make one for yourself, I guess. I hate having to do social media and all just social media. I hate it. I really hate it. It's
I
just
just
nothing.
hate social media.
We're getting a strong vibe of social media is a bad part of this.
It's like, it sucks. It sucks. I hate
Yeah,
it.
it sucks not knowing how to navigate algorithms, how to navigate getting yourself on lists. Like, you do all this work and then sometimes it feels like it's for nothing, even though you know it's not for nothing, but it's a lot of work. And
Yes.
I didn't realize that when I first started out. I think a lot of people can say that.
Yeah. I think if we knew what we were getting into, none of us would have gotten into
Talking
it.
to two list veterans that we will never go back.
Yeah, it's just a lot. And I think you kind of have to prepare yourself for a lot of like disappointment and heartbreak. And I think that's the hardest part.
Oh God, I swear they should never let any writer do a pep talk for anybody else.
I'm so
Zach and I are like, we're like hardened war vets. We're like slapping our whiskey down on the bar. Like, listen, kid, you don't got what it takes.
Let me
Don't
tell
do
you.
it. You don't know heartbreak. Turn back now.
Yeah.
And when you think they're dead, shoot them again to make sure. Like, Jesus Christ, we're writing children's novels. Them too.
It is really irritating when you see new authors coming up with their books and they're like, "Oh my God, my stuff is so amazing and your shit is so old," and it's
Fuck
like,
those guys.
yeah, exactly. What the hell?
It's called vintage, bitch. People pay good money for it. Get the fuck out of here with your new shit.
How about you eat my ass like a cupcake and fuck you? Put a quarter in your ass because you played yourself.
Well, that took it to a whole new level, but yes, that's exactly it.
Anytime anybody talks shit to you, you just tell us, and we'll go out.
Oh, yeah.
We'll make them cry.
Please.
With Zach and his lame fucking references. And vaguely sexual assault sounding things about putting quarters in people's asses.
Put 2 quarters in your ass so you got fucked by 50 Cent.
Literally.
By the way, I've been at work since 3 a.m. So this is me and all my glory.
We don't usually do interviews at night because we're not really fit for other humans at this time.
To be honest, we're not generally fit for shit any time of the day.
And they're letting us teach children tomorrow.
Oh.
She's like, that's a terrible idea. I should call somebody.
Don't tell the parent. Don't tell her.
CPS shows up at our class.
God damn it.
It wasn't me.
Calm down, Shaggy.
Even caught me on camera. So, how long have you been writing?
Probably since like the 4th grade.
No, but like, how long have you been writing? I'm kidding.
Oh, like really, like real writing. Oh God, my junior year in college is when I started to actually write my novel. And then it really like into the sense of the 6 books that I've written. It wasn't until about 2 years ago that I sat down and was like, we're writing, we're going to do this. So yeah, 2 or 3 years from 3 years ago.
Oh, the 6 books you've written? Number dropping, are we?
No.
Just roping that right in?
No, we're not.
I've written 6 of them. No, we're kidding.
Yeah. No, that's
good for you.
And you know, just picking on you about the when did you really start thinking? Because I think actually in 2nd or 3rd, somewhere around there is about when I started writing too. So it's just always interesting when people equate the 2 different things of when did you start writing? They automatically assume like professionally. It's like, nah, when did you fucking start? When you feel like you like writing?
Yeah, at a fairly young age.
What'd you write when you were in 4th grade?
I did a retelling of Titanic in a journal.
Like fan fiction?
Yeah, like 4th grade fan fiction with like, you know, in the old school notebooks, and I drew like a little Titanic on the cover.
You're like Harriet the Spy looking notebook.
Yes, exactly. Harriet the Spy was my jam.
Yes.
Yeah, duh.
And I'm completely out of this conversation now because I'm too old.
What?
No.
Yeah, I'm
I
definitely
don't believe
for this.
that.
Yeah, I'm way too old for this.
I won't ask you your age, but when did you graduate high school?
That won't tell you anything because I graduated high school early.
Shut up.
Actually, it'll tell you I'm way older than I am. I'm 42.
I'm not talking to you.
Oh, you're talking to me. Oh,
baby. Chantal.
I'm 30. I graduated in 2007.
Me too. When's your birthday?
November 24th.
What's your social security number?
Mother's maiden name.
I do not know.
First street you lived on.
Layla, we got it. Hang up.
Damn it, they did it again.
I can't believe this worked.
Where's the next one? Oh shit, she still hears us. I'm older than you by like 4 months.
Really?
That's awesome. The first thing I ever wrote was a love story called Never Been Kissed.
I'm pretty sure you didn't write that Drew Barrymore movie.
Shut up! Mine was a retelling too.
What? The first time you tried to get laid and couldn't.
I was in 3rd grade. Who's fucking in 3rd grade, lady?
You.
That's not the point.
Your
Other
dad.
than me.
Oh, God. Everything hurts.
I hope you didn't want to get anything tangible out of this interview at all.
No, I wanted to just laugh the entire time.
We're gonna let everybody hear your social media that you love so much.
I will say you have a great voice for radio.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah. We've all got good voices. I mean, that's kind of my bread and butter. I mean,
And if you look at your messenger, I've sent you some porn, and we would like you to read that in a positive manner.
Okay, let me get ready.
do I sound out the sound effects you put notes on?
Do you want me to go, or not?
Grunting.
Oh God. So this next line you put next to it.
It's just a squelching noise.
How does one sound out gaping?
Oh my god.
It's an echo. And then we
Dear
just hit
God.
a dial tone. Chantal?
I'm trying to breathe.
The person you have dialed got the fuck out.
Deuces.
Receiving this number, it's because the person who gave it to you does not want to talk to you.
So you were aware of how our podcasts go before you got signed up, right? Just making sure that you're not like, dear God, I thought I was going to promote my books. What the shit is this?
No, I knew entirely.
Yeah, she asked for this.
I know
I
she
did.
did. Like, did you ask for this or did you ask for this?
I asked for it.
I didn't give her a safe word or anything, but like.
We were talking about our safe word the other day. It is canned vegetables. But then I messed with Layla because she was like, canned vegetables. And I'm like, what kind of canned vegetables? She's like, we didn't cover that. We were not having sex, by the way. That was just a conversation we were having.
It's like whenever Zach starts getting too gassy, Layla has a safe word.
Oh.
No, it's a safe phrase. It's get the fuck out.
It's just her gasping for air as she crawls towards the door.
So, are you really having Chantal read your porn, though?
No.
Oh. Not like now on the radio. I'm talking about, like, in general.
No, Chantal doesn't know anything about my porn.
No, I had no idea about it, but now I do.
Thanks for that, Zach.
My bad. I misread that whole entire
Did ya?
situation. Sorry. My fault.
Damn it, Zachary.
That's all right. Eventually, I'm going to come out, too.
Oh, really? Eventually. Okay, hashtag power bottom. I'm pretty sure we're all there.
Rather be a power bottom than a pillow top.
You were both. You're verse.
I'm ambidextrous.
You're bisexual.
Bisexual. I'm trisexual. Try anything once.
You've definitely tried it more than once, I'm sure.
Hey, there's nothing wrong to the first knuckle.
That's what his mom said.
Oh my God, you haven't? About the time.
She's holding on to it. It's the golden ticket.
We haven't aired it yet, so don't talk about it.
Oh, we should totally air it
Well,
now.
I was-
It's compendium with this.
Yeah.
I'll air it on Wednesday.
Oh God, it hurts. That's what Zach
There's no eloquent or delicate way to even hint to Chantal what we're talking about.
You're just gonna have to tune in, but it'll actually all make sense at some point.
I'm sure it will. I'm
Or
trying to piece some things together, but I'm sure it'll all just.
Don't worry, I'll text you.
So, do you have a muggle job, or do you work, or do you focus solely on your writing?
I wish. Yeah, I have a muggle job.
Doing what?
Yeah.
Muggles?
So, yeah,
Jesus Christ, Martin, what kind of porn are you writing?
the boring kind.
Muggles?
So I actually work at the university that I got my degree from. I work at Susquehanna University in the admissions department, and I work with all the student ambassadors. So I plan visits and tours and all that fun stuff.
Well, that's convenient.
Right? When admission counselors are speaking to students, do you like to stand off in the background behind the counselor and just keep mouthing run?
No, I normally don't.
She's like, I am the admissions counselor.
No. I normally am too busy in my office, just like handling visits or talking to
I'm
students.
doing my job.
Or if I have downtime, I try to write when I can.
I actually think the best job I ever had was when I worked at a college as well. I loved it.
Yeah.
Weren't you like a security guard?
I was the safety director.
So you were like a security guard,
No.
but like with a title?
I was the safety director and I taught classes, lady.
Like, did they just tell you that? Or one day he just walked in and he was just like, "Hey, kids," and they were like, "Just let him go. It's fine."
Greetings, fellow youths.
He doesn't know any better.
I actually did that once because I used to wear cardigans a lot, and people call them my old man sweaters. And so when I would teach lecture classes, I would have Werthers in my pockets, and when I would ask my students questions and they got them right, I would throw Werthers to them.
Hey, that's cool.
Oh, yeah, they loved it.
If it's opposite day, that is so fucking lame.
That was dope as shit.
Okay, Grandpa.
Oh, it's Peepop Chopchinsky. Hey, Professor Peepop.
He shuffles in with his tweed sweaters and his little leather patches on his elbows.
Okay, you leave my goddamn tweed jacket out of this.
Are you gonna wear your tweed jacket tomorrow for all the youths?
Did
Did
I tell you that we got invited, you two got invited to do a poetry reading for Mount Dora, the city of Mount Dora?
We gotta talk to you about that.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't do poetry.
You're about to.
Wait, they want us to read our poetry?
And some from books out in front of everybody. There's like a town square art walk thing, and they want us to be out in
I'll
front of the
read
bookstore.
other people's poetry, but I don't have any poetry to speak
I
of.
think we should surprise them and fully slam poetry.
I'll just read a lyric.
There was a man from the pocket.
Him. I'll do a really bad accent.
Okay, so actually, I have a really good question for our guests. Because we so rare and seldom get guests. What is one thing that you love about the world and dealing with other authors and readers and publishing and so on? And what are some things you don't like?
Didn't you already ask her that?
No, I did not. This is different.
How is this different?
What does she not like about the world of being an author as a general, not just writing stories, but like what, like
Did you just
social,
say as a general?
like social media is one
She
thing.
promoted.
That is your like I'm the same thing. Can't stand social media, but then also as far as the author world is concerned, those green authors that you were talking about earlier, I just want to take them out back and waterboard them.
So we're just taking pot shots at fucking.
Oh hell yeah, we
You
are.
just want to talk shit and you want to drag Chantal. into
Yes,
it.
I do.
Okay.
Don't drag her through your mouth.
She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I love all authors equally.
She has a Werther's wrapper and she's crinkling it over the phone.
Yeah, like,
hear you.
of course, there are some authors that I.
I'm not saying you have to out authors. I'm just saying what.
No, I'm not. Like, of course, yeah, of course, I've heard about authors in the, the real world out there who are not that great, and I don't really like to support them. But what don't I like about the whole writing world?
What could be done better? What's something that we should all work on doing better together? Shut up, Martina.
Maybe not saturating the market with crappy works and it making it harder for like real authors to get published. I don't know.
Finally, somebody fucking other than you and I said that shit on this podcast, because we've said that more than once. I've said it.
Listen to the podcast, Zach.
The biggest enemy of indies are indies. Oh my god.
Yeah, I literally just was talking about this with someone today, because it's just I'm kind of at this pinnacle right now where I don't want to keep writing, but I do because I need to and I have to. It's in me, but it's just so disappointing when you realize that people who just write shit, literally just shit, and post really shitty covers, and it's literally two pieces of
Shitty shit writing with their shit words and shit.
Yeah,
Like
shit covers and
at a page.
and then
That's how
they're
we
just
feel,
like
too.
number one, and it's like, what the hell? I don't know.
It's called money. It's called people throwing $10,000 worth of marketing at a
There,
book.
but those people that she's talking about are the reason why none of us are making money, and it's sad because indies get such a bad rap because of that. And I've actually hurt author friends of mine's feelings, because it's like I've heard the story a couple of times. Big one is editing. I really need an editor, but I went through it myself. It should be fine. I don't have the money for the editor right now. I'm just going to release the book.
No.
No, do not do that. Save up a couple of months and get an editor. Like
Right.
And the same thing with covers. Like when they'll just like Photoshop some shit off the internet and slap it on there. It's like, stop doing that. there's a difference between a hobbyist and a professional, and you're being neither.
Yeah.
Because a hobbyist at least cares, and a professional wants to develop.
Well, and then even then when you say like you need to hire an editor, and when they see the price of what it costs to get an editor, oh, like how dare you charge me yada yada money. Sometimes I'm just flabbergasted at how stupid people are. I don't know
Are
how
you
else
by
to
any
say
chance also an editor?
Right. Well,
No,
and with
I stopped. I stopped being an editor.
No, I'm just teasing
with
you.
editing also, that is a huge market if you really get what you pay for with editing. Like, editing is worth the investment 100%.
Yes, but you should also test your editor so you don't end
Correct.
up with like errors on the first page.
And has anybody ever
And
noticed
paying
that
$1,600
when it comes to the cost of editing, right? Like you just said, pay out. People guard how much they pay their editors. Like, some people guard the size of a small dick. Like, they just don't talk about it. It's there, but nobody wants to mention an actual number.
What kind of conversations
That might just-
are you
that might
having?
just- That might just be a guy thing.
I was like, do you just like randomly walk up to dudes and like, so, how big's your dick? Like how does that come up in casual conversation?
That's part of the
Unless this is the whole pillow top.
That's part of the
power
handshake.
bottom.
Oh,
the handshake.
I was gonna say, does that happen like at the urinals in the bathrooms randomly? Like, hey, how you
Like, you're,
doing?
like, peeking over the
No, but every once in a while, I do like to establish dominance. I'll go into a urinal, and I'll go to pee, and I'll go, ooh, this water's cold. Just so they know.
Oh my gosh.
That's usually
Called
what they
a glory
say.
hole, Zach, not a bathroom.
But yeah, that's what I would change. I would just change the shittiness.
Okay, now not the
Bringing
penis.
it back around.
Yeah.
Bringing it back around.
The
That's all you can
shittiness.
do with us. Chantal. Cat is back. This
Bring
is what
us
Layla
back
deals with
in,
all
bring-
the time.
It's like herding cats. Just bring us back in. I want chicken. I want liver. We'll come back. You've been a great sport. We should have you on here more often.
I mean, please, I would love to be on here more. I'm so for this. I have some really good. I have that's what she said jokes all the time. I'm surprised I haven't said one yet, but
Well, it's funny you say that because my next thing was, now's your chance. Say or talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about now, because we really don't give a shit.
Grab your soapbox
Let's
and
do this.
go. Try not to get yourself ostracized from the community like we have.
Yeah.
I'm so okay with being ostracized. I just
She's like,
I'm
just
over
gonna,
it.
like, get out the door. I'm kind of done with all of these bitches. I'm just gonna light a match on my way out and be like, burn, motherfucker.
You notice how, like, when we have people that keep it real, like she does, that's like the only people that listen to us are just burned and fucking salty authors that are like, yep, that's what I've been fucking saying for years.
Meanwhile, there's people writing shit with making tons of money, and they're all like at a bar, like toasting each other and paying off their ghostwriters.
This could be a question I could ask you guys. And this is
us.
yeah, and it's about writing and agents, and I don't know if any of you have experience or have had experience with agents in the past, or what your opinion is. My friend and I, Amanda, who's also an editor at Parliament, she and I actually wrote a novel together that we're still working on and almost completed. And we really want to get an agent so that we can go for a traditional publisher, just because we've done the indie publishing and it's just, we would like to kind of move on. And not necessarily Parliament, because I obviously am staying with Parliament, but I would like to just explore different avenues. And today I was told, well, you've been published 6 times, you can't. They won't publish you. Traditional publishers don't want.
No. I'm actually in the process of getting an agent right now, and that they're giving you a little bit of false information on that. Just finish what you're saying. I just wanted to throw that note in there that they're not 100% true on that. Please continue though.
Okay. Well, I mean, that was my question really is that true? Is it impossible for me to get an agent? Is it like, am I just dead weight for Amanda? Does she need to just go off on her own? Like, I don't know if it's just, do we give in to the indie and do it again and just give up our pipe dream of a traditional publisher? I would like to know your opinion.
Do you want to go first?
Zach's like, I want to do it.
Well, no, I'm in the process of doing it now. So, but I'm saying you've dealt more with it in the past than I have.
I mean, I really haven't. I've never attempted to trad pub. I just knew that my book wasn't what they were looking for in terms of how I wrote it, so I just didn't bother. But I know tons of authors who started out indie and got a publishing contract and went trad pub, and now they hybrid author. That's just, they hybrid publish and they keep their money and they used their trad pub contract to get a better fan base, and then those people turned around and bought their indie books. It's all bullshit. Agents don't give a fuck if you've indie published or traditional published. They care about the book, and they probably won't even really ask much about that if they like the book. They care about what they can fucking sell and what's trending. That's all they care about. They're looking for whatever the next trend is, and if you tick that box and your writing's good enough, then you have just as good a shot as anybody else.
And where they're talking about that they won't publish you, it's those books you have already indie published. It is extremely rare, unless you have like that diamond in the rough, where they will republish an already indie published book under traditional author, right? Because they want to release it with how they want it to look and how they want it to come out to their fan bases and tweak it in their certain ways. I mean, that's what the big pubs do. And so those books that you have already published indie, those will be very difficult for an agent to want to take those up and represent those and get those to a traditional pub. So they're half correct there. Now, writing new books and having new ideas that you are now taking to an agent, that is a proper way to go. That's actually what I'm in the process of doing now. So it's not out of the record at all. And actually, some agents prefer that you have a little bit of street cred before you come to them, because then the hard part about getting you out there is over. You're coming to them with a fan base. So there's already some meat on the bone that they don't have to worry about.
Right. Okay.
But I will tell you that even if your books have been published previously, I mean, look at all these famous Wattpad people. Like, they were giving their book away for free and got enough downloads that an agent actually purchased the rights to their books and then put a fucking price tag on it. And, and now it's selling like crazy. That movie that just came out, what is it, After?
Oh, yeah.
That started out as a Wattpad fan fiction about One Direction. It did.
Yeah.
It started out as One Direction fan fiction, and it got over 1 million reads. And then Wattpad acted as her agent, got her a traditional publishing contract, and obviously took a piece for themselves. And then they also optioned the rights to the movie. So, I mean, good for her, but,
And some advice that you're looking for agents, too, on that is if you're not, like, they got lucky with Wattpad, and Wattpad basically stepped up and brought them in to do that. Look for agents that are querying and looking for submissions will tell you what they're looking for. So that's one big one. But then also, some agents have no experience with traditional pubs and big pubs. They have experience with indie press, smaller press, not really vanity press, because there's not a point to those. But so understand that. Basically be looking out for yourself. Don't jump on the first offer that's going to come at you. And that's one thing that I have to make sure also for myself that I'm watching is if, hey, I'm Zach Chopchinsky and I want to be your agent. Okay, awesome. Have you ever gotten people traditional published deals, things like that? Well, no. You may not want to jump on the first agent that approaches you and agrees to pick you up if they're not going to get you where you want to go in the first place.
Right.
I mean, do your research, obviously.
Definitely.
My friend Molly, she's been querying for a while, and she's got like it down to a science. She has like a whole list and she has like a database that she uses. If you need help in that respect, just let me know and I'll shoot you the information.
It is good information because Molly's actually who's coaching me through the whole process as well.
She's kind of a seasoned veteran at this.
All right. Yeah. I've started an Excel sheet of all the people that we've reached out to and like how long it's taken or if they've just been flat out denials. And yeah, I mean, all of them, every single one that we've inquired to have denied us. And then even with the Pit Mad and Pit Dark, like the few that we got just said no. Yeah.
I mean, but that's not uncommon.
No, it's not. Absolutely.
It's an insanely long process. I mean, they shot Harry Potter down 27 times.
I was just going to say it was 28 or somewhere in there. I was just going to pull that up. But how many times J.K. Rowling was shot down?
Yeah. I mean, Stephen King said by the time he actually got a traditional publishing contract, he could have literally wallpapered his entire house in rejection letters.
I believe it. No, I know. And I've been like, I totally know that.
No, I'm kidding.
No, and then there are two things that I would absolutely love to change is the whole like free book thing, like giving your book for free, like readers expecting you to just give them for free. Excuse me, I'm not a bank. I don't have an endless supply of books. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Go buy it. Like, I hate that. That's
I
one
don't
thing.
remember where I heard. I remember where I heard the phrase. It was from Layla, aka the Curtains, our and cat wrangler. But I don't know who told it to her, but I heard the phrase one time of "Don't be the Walmart of indie authors," which I love because we were giving away free books. When we first started, we were very naive. A lot of the mistakes that I tell people not to do.
It's all the stuff we did first.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we've been very fortunate to where we've been able to invest a lot of time, money, and resources into kind of developing and going to classes and doing those things. And so, 99-cent books, we were giving away books, and they were like, no, you may sell less, but sell books at a higher price, and then it'll generally compensate. So we upped the books to $3.99, $2.99. We stopped giving away free books just for the hell of it and so on. And we've actually seen a much higher yield in return from that. So, I mean, that's something just for yourself as well. But yeah, we're shooting ourselves in the foot because now we are basically creating an environment where everybody expects cheap books, free books, fast books, and good books, which are neither cheap, free, nor fast.
Right. Yeah.
Word.
Sorry. I feel
Speak the
a lot
wisdom.
about this.
No, your soapbox is good.
This is supposed to be your soapbox.
Welcome to your soapbox for the second.
I share my soapbox with everyone.
That's my TED Talk.
And
Well,
it was free.
we will. We're about at that time. I think we should definitely have you back on here at some point. I mean, this was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love that. Please.
Do you want to hit us up with your social media links or how people can find you and your books so everybody can go look for you?
Yes, you can go to my website, which is my first and last name.com. So chantalgadoury.com. And
You spell that for the
For the
yes,
record.
I can. It is Chantal, last name Gadoury, GAD as in dog, OURY.com.
Okay.
And then you can find me on Facebook. I am literally the only Chantal Gadoury in the United States, so I am not that hard to find. There are some in Canada, and I'm not in Canada, so to that.
But if you had to go to Canada, maybe you could assume their identity.
I probably am related to them, honestly, because my dad was French Canadian. My whole dad's side is French Canadian, so.
My grandfather's French Canadian.
Aw.
Nova Scotia.
Quebec for mine.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've never been, but that is something that I really, really want to do.
I've never been either, but I really
Go to
want
Maine. It's the same thing.
Kind of is.
Duly noted.
They all say the same A? Yeah.
And then my Instagram is Chantal Gadoury author, and my Twitter is C Gadoury author. I mean, again, you just type in my name. Just go to my website and everything's there.
Perfect.
Yeah. Long story short, just go to the website.
Listen, I'm not going to bore you with some shit. Go to my website. There's little links. Just click them. I don't have all day with you people.
No, and you
I'm
can
not
find me
friends
on
with you,
Amazon.
Chantal, so I'm gonna have to fix that right now.
Yeah, I saw that you guys were all friends with Shane, and I always feel really funny about like adding people that I might not have ever talked to. So I'm like, oh, maybe one day.
I just fucking friend request everybody, and then I'm like, oh, you're a douche. Oops, sorry. No, unfriend.
Void.
Yeah. And delete. Sorry. I thought you were cool peeps, but you're not.
Well, again, thank you for coming by. We're gonna have to have you back on here again. Those of you guys who are listening and that are readers, go check this young lady out. Sounds like it's pretty good stuff, actually. All joking aside. Hey man, I make fun of people, but it's because I love.
I appreciate it. I'll take your love.
That's how it works.
It's like, I will take your love. Toss it in a trash can.
Somebody's taking my love.
I feel like I've taken a lot right now. You're very close to me. We've got to end this soon.
Hi, Martina.
Stop it. Stop touching me.
Making eye contact.
I don't like it. I don't even like your fucking head on my arm. It's freaking me out.
It's freaking me out, man.
Okay, Layla's giving us to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So it was nice talking to you, and
Yes,
we will
it
definitely
was.
have you on again, and we'll let you know as soon as this episode is going to be available.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the opportunity, and I look forward to more laughs next time.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Toodles.
Bye.
All right, well, that was once again a complete fucking hot mess and dumpster fire.
Yeah, well, it's hard to concentrate with Zach breathing in my face like a fucking dog.
It's just the eye contact was weird. You wouldn't hold gaze with me.
And you know how much I love gaze.
G-A-Z-E, not like hold gaze.
Because your fucking head was resting on my fucking forearm the whole time, like we were on a first date, and I was the guy.
What kind of shitty ass first date you been on?
Oh, I could write it. That could be in its own podcast.
It needs to be now. We'll talk about.
Oh, listen, I'm not lying when I say every possible bad date, I've had it. It's awful. That's why I'm single.
Tune in next
Again.
time. Okay. All right, well, that's about it for this one because I'm sure we've wasted enough of y'all's time. Martina, hit them up with them there links.
All right, here we go. Now that I have my cheat sheet. Thanks, Layla. You can find us on Facebook at Books and Bullshit. You can find us on Twitter at Books Bullshit P1. On Instagram, we are Books and BS Podcast because we cannot, for the life of us, just come up with one cohesive name. They like to fuck with me. And then email is booksandbspodcast@gmail.com. Even though she didn't put the gmail.com, I'm smart. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Podbean.
Hooty hoo! Fuck you, Apple. We finally got up in your shit.
And Stitcher. We got on Stitcher. I just like saying Stitcher. It's actually fun. You should try it.
Stitcher.
See? It's
Stitcher.
fun.
Stitcher. Stitcher.
It's like Stitcher.
Sure. Charcuterie.
Now who's Sean Connery?
Charcuterie.
That's how Zach's brain works. He goes from Stitcher to charcuterie.
Hot shingle shoe.
And now we've moved on to a Sean Connery impression. Wait, I said impression. Like I had a weird accent all of a sudden. Now I can't say it. Now I can't say it. My mouth physically won't do it. Have you ever said a word till it doesn't sound like a word anymore?
Yes.
Now I can't
Like
say
my
it.
dad in Rug.
Yeah. Her dad rugged one.
He did what? I drink.
No. My dad, one day I was in high school and he goes, you know what's a really strange, because English isn't his first language. He goes, what's a really strange word? And I was like, what? And he goes, rug. And then he spent 20 minutes going, rug.
Road. Rowed. Rude.
I was like, Dad, are you on something?
Dad, I'm going to ask you a serious question. Did anybody offer you any pills and did you accept?
Red pill or blue pill, Dad?
Oh.
Stitcher. Anyway. Well, that's all we got for today. Tune in next time for more incessant ramblings of two crazy fucking people.
And porn.
And porn. Probably porn. And drinking. And books. We'll try. Swear to God, we'll try books.
Something.
Bye.
Bye.